Welcome back to today's class. So before we go into today's class, let's make a quick revision of what we learned in the last class. So in the last class, we learned about the classification of computer based on their generation and based on their function. So based on the generation, we have five generations of computer. That's the first to the fifth generation of the computer, and each of the generation, different computer were being used and upgraded to move into the next generation. Do you understand? So based on their function, we have the general purpose computer, the special purpose computer, the embedded computer, and the dedicated computer. All these were explained in the last video. So if you're still finding it hard, please go to the last video and check it out. So in this class, you are still on classification of computer. That this is part 2 of classification of computer. Now let's go to the learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, you'll be able to 1. Classify computer based on their data types, classify computer based on their sizes, and give real examples of each type of computer in our everyday life. Let's go into the class. So based on the data types, the computer is classified into 3, and that's the analog computer, the digital computer, and the hybrid computer. Now let's talk about that. Going to the analog computer, we know that the analog computer is the oldest type of computer. Yeah, so it measures in physical quantities. It's, for example, temperature, speed, voltage. And another thing we should know about the analog computer is that it cannot store data. The analog computer does not have any storage space to store data. It doesn't have the capability to store any data we put into it. There is no keyboard or screen. Examples of this analog computer: we have thermometer, we have speedometer for cars, we have the fuel gauge, we have the weighing scale. Once, for example, if you have a weighing scale and you step on it, it actually reads, and when you come down, that's it. It doesn't help you store and say, oh, when tech drive claimed stepped on this scale, it showed him he's weighing 60 pounds. Do you understand? There is no data. It doesn't store data. It just does this thing and then it doesn't stop. Okay. And one about the analog computer is that it is not precise when it comes to giving out information. Do you understand? When it's calculated, it's not usually precise. You have to approximate to get, and most times it's not precise. So going to digital computer uses zeros and one. And one thing about digital computer is it gives precise results. It can store data, it's very fast, and the result shows on screen. For example, you have calculator, you have smartphones, you have laptops. For example, use your calculator to calculate 2 plus 2, and you press your equals to sign, you see 4. It has stored the data you put into it, and it's giving you an output, also known as information. Do you understand? It stores data. And then we go to the hybrid computer. Now when you do word hybrid, it means hybrid computer is the combination of the analog computer and the digital computer. So it takes a function, it takes what they do, combine it, and then forms its own self. That's how the hybrid works. So it's very accurate, it's usually very expensive, and it is used in specialized field. For example, if you go to the filling station, the petrol pump there is an example of the hybrid computer. Do you understand? Once you're trying to fill up a tank, it shows you, it reads it reads what you are putting inside and also reads the price. And when you're done, it shows it has stored the data and it's showing that, oh, before you bought is 10,000, before you bought is 15,000. That's an example of an hybrid computer. Aircraft computers and even your modern cars, the cars we drive, are also examples of hybrid computer. Moving on, we have classification of computer based on sizes. So based on their sizes, the computer is classified into 4. That's the supercomputer, the mainframe computer, minicomputer, and the microcomputer. So under this microcomputer, that's when we have personal computer, you have your smartphones, you have in-car computer, and all those kind of computers that we use are all examples. In fact, all the modern day computer are examples of microcomputer. Let's find out what each of them mean. So here's a picture here of a supercomputer. If you look at my screen here, I have a supercomputer here. I have to go and get a picture for you to see what it looks like. So supercomputer is most powerful and is extremely fast and expensive. And don't forget, it's actually the biggest computer Do you understand? Based on size, the supercomputer is the biggest computer. So what it does, it solves complicated problems. It is used for scientific calculation, military operation, and more. Where is it used? In government agencies, for research, in research institutions, and even nature uses it. So here we have a fun fact. He said one supercomputer can do what would take you millions of years to calculate manually. So for example, if you are given large numbers to calculate, the supercomputer can do that in an instant. Moving on to the next, we have the mainframe computer. So the mainframe computer is large and powerful, but not as large as the supercomputer. Here we have a picture. It stores huge amounts of data. It serves thousands of users at the same time. Where is it used? Large corporation, government database, and even your banks. Do you understand? For example, when you use an ATM for a transaction, it goes through a mainframe computer. And here we have the mini computer. There's another picture to show you the mini computer. Now the mini computer is not as big as its mainframe and is not as big as the supercomputer. It is affordable, it is used by medium-sized business, and it serves multiple users. It is used in manufacturing company and medium businesses. It's not common to everyone and it's being replaced by powerful PCs and servers. Here we have the microcomputer. This microcomputer actually is the smallest size of all computers. So what's, for example, we have the PC computer. That's a personal computer. It is designed for one person. My laptop is designed for only one person. Your phones are designed for only one person. So it's affordable and accessible. Where is it used? Used at home, work, generally everywhere. I use my laptop everywhere. I use my phone everywhere. Two types. We have the desktop computer, fixed in one location, more powerful, cheaper for same power. And then we have laptop. It's portable and is used anywhere and has battery power. Here we have the microcomputer. That's another example of the microcomputer is a smartphone. So most computer use the your phone is the most used computer in this today's world. The phone is the most used computer. It's affordable. Examples: you have the iPhone, you have Samsung Galaxy, you have your Android, as Tecno, Infinix, and more. So what does it do? It calls, messages, it's for internet browsing and social media. So here we have a fun fact again. We said the phone is the most powerful tool or powerful computer that since man that is used in today's world. To understand? So the phone is a very powerful microcomputer. So what have we learned today? In this class we've learned classifying of computer based on their data types, and based on the data type, the computer is classified into three. That's the analog, digital, and the hybrid. Based on their sizes, it is into four: supercomputer, mainframe computer, minicomputer, and microcomputer. The biggest is the supercomputer, and the smallest is the microcomputer. Examples of this type of computer, we have seen examples. And what should we be expecting in our next class? In our next video, we should be expecting hardware components. If you can remember the first video, I told you guys that we'll be talking more about hardware and software. So it's time for hardware. So that'll be all for today. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, that's a Tech Tribe. Follow TikTok and Instagram, and comment your favorite type of computer. So which computer do you think is the best, and which one should you use, and which is fine for you to use. Anyways, learn, build, and grow. Tech Tribe.